Before we start today's show, I got to tell you to check out Quantum Week, a great podcast where they take a random week and review the popular movies and music from that time.
They've covered movies like Top Gun, Fight Club, and Pulp Fiction, as well as songs by the Black Keys and Eminem.
Yeah, they have. They might love or hate your favorite movie or song, but unlike some other pop culture podcasts, they're always going to be honest.
You can download and subscribe to Quantum Week on Apple Podcasts and Spotify or anywhere else that you download your podcast.
Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
I see where your head's at. I see where your fucking love is at.
Reach out.
Your head's not in the game here anymore.
Nah, dude, my head's killing it.
It's Fat Mama Clock.
No, it's not.
That's what's going on.
Fat Mom's in the works. Fat Mom's lined up, baby. Fat Mom's right here to make you all the money.
Okay, for me.
Because we're about to cross into mainstream society.
Wow, how many episodes have you guys recorded?
2.
I can't wait.
Dude, so dope.
I can't wait. Welcome to Gomez Watches Seinfeld. It's your boy, Louis J. Gomez. Yada, 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 everyone. Welcome. It's a Saturday morning over here. We're doing this a little bit later than we normally do it. Jeniece E. Gomez in the house. What's up, girl?
Hell yeah, what up?
Chilling. I'm chilling. I've been traveling a lot. Shout out to everyone that came out in fucking Cleveland. A lot of people like Gomez Watch Seinfeld. A lot of people keep on coming up to me saying, dude, I fucking love this show.
No way.
Also, a lot of people saying that they are attracted to you. It's
no, they're not.
I swear to God.
I was in the chat and it wasn't nice. It wasn't
good. Why were you in the chat?
I don't know.
Did you let them know you were there?
No, I never.
So you lurked on them saying mean things about you.
Yes. I was like, no. I was like, you have a little dick anyway. You'd only be intimidated by me if you have a little dick. So
that is true. Big woman,
facts.
you need a big dick
so
for.
you know, straight facts.
Like, I've been with some big women before, and let me tell you something. I feel inadequate.
Do you?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that I have a small
honestly,
dick.
if you got a big dick, you're not running. You're like, all right, let's
go. That's why black guys like big girls. They want to fucking throw it down.
I didn't say anything.
They can throw it back. It's fine. I can't really throw it back.
You can
I just
infer
sort of like
what you will.
I mush my stomach into their butt. And then it's just
infer what you will.
Sort of a rocking motion, and that's really it. It's not good for anybody.
It's great.
And then I started getting soft because
that's all she needs.
It's not good.
You to rock.
This is a very inappropriate conversation for a brother and sister.
Hell yeah.
On a Seinfeld podcast.
I know. And this is our good podcast.
I know. This is the
not
one
like that other wild one over there.
This is my G-rated podcast. This is the one that I'd say show your children.
Your family show.
Yeah, it's the family show. Well, anyway, look, we are talking about season 2, episode 12. Is this the season finale?
Yes.
The season finale, didn't like it as much as episode 11.
No. Yeah,
it was good.
They should have ended on 11.
It was good. It just wasn't what episode 11 had to offer, but we will get into that in just a moment. If you love the show, please go support us directly by going to gasdigitalnetwork.com. Use the promo code GWS. Get yourself a 7-day free trial. You get access to the complete on-demand library for all of the shows. Maybe if you're watching this on YouTube, you notice that a lot of the video content that we put out, behind us is edited. It's because it has to be. We can't show a lot of it. So if you guys want the uncensored versions of this without being fucked up by the YouTube algorithm, please go support it at gasdigitalnetwork.com. Once again, use that promo code GWS. 7-day trial. Save $1.50 a month. You get access to the complete on-demand library for all of the shows on the network. Nearly 20,000 hours of content that you cannot get anywhere else. All the Legion of Skank shows, Real Ass Podcast, Believe You Me, and many, many, many more shows. Many, 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 many more shows. So, Jeniece.
Hell yeah.
E. Where were we at in history right now?
It was June 26, 1991.
June 26, 1991. What was going on? Tell me right now.
The number 1 song was Paula Abdul.
What song?
Rush, Rush.
Rush, Rush.
Do you remember the video?
Oh, she was hot, dude.
She wasn't. You're such a weirdo.
No, Paula,
I
back in the
rewatched
day.
this video, and this was a talking point for me because I was going to say, what a creepy...
Rush.
She looked bizarre. It's like her old face with a big bow on her head. She looks like an idiot.
Let me see it.
It's so good, though, because it's a Mexican themed.
Who are all these dudes?
Okay, so she's
you're right. She did have a thin fucking lip.
She's dating this Mexican guy,
She was
and
a thin...
she's flirting with Keanu the whole time. And then they race to the death. And she looks like an idiot. She's got like a ponytail and big bow on her head and this old lady face, and you're like, why?
You know what? I just remembered her being hot as a kid. What was the other video? What was the video where she
Maybe
was like
Straight Up?
in a factory? She was just
Straight Up.
Just being a whore in a factory. I like that one.
Oh no, Cold Hearted Snake. That's a good one.
Cold Hearted Snake.
That might be the best song she ever made.
Into his eyes. My mother won tickets for me and her to go see Paula Abdul. And my mother was such a manipulative junkie that she convinced me to instead get Burger King.
Yeah, bitch. This is the one.
She said she all right, yeah, this one got my dick moving as a kid. Uh-oh. Hell yeah.
No, she's a really good dancer though.
Yeah, when I was a kid, this was like...
She didn't want to just drive out all the way out to Nassau. She had this thing with
erotic,
Nassau.
Erotic as fuck, doggy. Holy fuck. This really got me going. So my mom won tickets. She was going to take me. And she was like, no, well, like instead of going out, why don't we...
Go to Burger King.
Go to Burger King and go see a movie. That was her thing. Now, because I'm a kid, like I know I can do this to my kid. I can manipulate James into doing anything I want or not doing anything. They're kids. They're stupid as fuck. And I love my son. I'm not saying like, and I don't do it, but I could.
I couldn't. I don't think I could.
Anything that he wants, I could. Because look, I want to get this above ground pool, and now it's becoming a little bit of a to do. Because fuck, you get in Jersey, you have to have the whole backyard fenced in.
No,
or build a fence around the pool. It's just I'm not saying that I'm not going to get it. I'm just saying it's becoming more of a to do than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So regardless, I even said to him, I was like, yeah, maybe we won't. And he was like, oh, really, Dad? And then I just changed the subject real quick, and I mentioned something else that he liked, and he just didn't really care. It was a very easy manipulation. So
No.
my mother took advantage of me being a sweet little boy. She was like, we're going to go see the movies. We'll go to Burger King. This bitch then took me to Burger King and manipulated me out of the movie.
No, you didn't go to the movie?
There was no movie.
What?
We went home. I
remember you guys came home extra early, and I was like, why are you guys home so early?
Doggy,
and you were like, we went to Burger King. And I was like, okay. I guess it's cooler than Paul Abdul.
So happy. Somehow I walked in with no movie, no Paula Abdul. I just walked in with a fucking Burger King Happy Meal. It's not even a Happy Meal.
Crown. I think you had a crown.
It's whatever they are. Yeah, dude, like a fucking retarded kid crown. I'm like, I have a crown.
I had a Burger King.
Ridiculous. She didn't take me to the movie. She drove down Route 9W 3 minutes, went to Burger King, filled my belly. She probably offered me like an extra cheeseburger or something, and then didn't go to the movie.
Why didn't you want to go see Paul Abdul? That would have been so fun.
It would have been so fun. And you had gone to see Madonna.
Yeah, so this was your thing.
This was my Madonna.
Yeah,
this was my Madonna.
That's why I didn't object as much, because I was like, all right, that's kind of fair. Being a good big sister for once. Being a good, not beating, not punching, not
you scratch my face.
Taking.
It's like, he can't go. He's too ugly now.
What an idiot.
All the time I would go into elementary school and they would call me into the office being like, are you okay? Like, because I would have scratches and bruises all over my face and body from my sister abusing me.
Had to make you a man.
It is true. It did make me, actually, it did make me a man. It made me actually a scared little boy.
A kinder man.
Who couldn't, the people that loved me and were supposed to protect me the most were harming me.
No.
It psychologically fucked me up. And it's sometimes when if I jog too hard, I just start crying.
No.
It's a lot. There's a lot to unpack. If I'm jogging, dude, if I jog an incline, if I'm uphill in the park,
the sun hits just right.
Like, oh, dude, I'm like, why? Cardio.
And I laugh at you still.
Yeah. I get it. True story, though. So anyway.
So that was the song.
That was the song, Paul Abdul. The memory should have been
some stuff there.
The memory should have been me going to see Paula Abdul when I was 8 and fucking having a cool experience.
Time, yeah.
Concerts were so cool.
So fun. I bet it was like third row center.
Oh, you know what we got to do? You got to find out when did we go to the Private Poison Pizza Party? I mean, this is right around this time, right?
Might have been that February.
You remember the fucking date. We went tickets to the Private Poison Pizza Party.
It was wintertime, I know that.
My sister was the person where on Z100, when they were giving away tickets, she would call, like, just hang up the phone over and over again. We'd win. How many times did we win shit?
All the time.
We won shit.
Paul Abdul, we won.
We won
Bon
Paul
Jovi. We ended up not going to that, too, yeah.
Why?
Because she just won the shit, and when she didn't care, like she didn't spend money on it, so she didn't.
Oh, you
care.
fucking junkie!
I know.
We're gonna go to see Bon Jovi.
Yes.
Remember, you wanted to take us to go see Skid Row and Pantera, and she wouldn't let us.
Yeah, I know.
Which is crazy because she was a hooker.
I lament it to this day.
She was a hooker junkie, and she's had a standard where we couldn't go see Skid Row and Pantera.
No, it was Skid Row, Pantera, opening for Guns N' Roses.
Hell yeah! Oh,
Dude,
even better!
I mean,
even better! Why not? I don't understand why she wouldn't let us go to that.
We were children. We were 10-year-old children.
She let us go see Poison though. What's the difference?
Lewis, are you really? I mean, please.
No, it's all gay shit. It doesn't matter though.
No, dude.
All right, yes, I understand.
I
that Pantera,
literally almost died at Pantera. Like literally as a 16, 17-year-old.
All right, slow down because we haven't talked.
I know,
but we can't just talk about heavy metal right now.
Gomez, shit.
We got to move on to the actual show.
We need to unpack right here.
Guys, from now on, I need you in the notes to put timestamps of when we start talking about Seinfeld. So then people will, I don't want them to get upset. But this is very true. I mean, come on. Poison was some pussy ass shit. Okay?
Yes. Do you remember the kid whom our mother almost got into a fight with in front of Poison? Who had like a long dangly earring and a fucking hat on his head? Like, we weren't getting killed at Poison.
No, I know. It was pussy ass shit. But the point is that it was still a bunch of people, a bunch of teenagers doing drugs and drinking at a heavy metal concert. It was loud. It was.
But and then keep in mind too, Guns N' Roses.
I almost just feel like the jump of environment wasn't that crazy from Poison to Guns N' Roses Skid Row.
had riots at their shows. Guns N' Roses had things where Axl's walked off stage and the whole crowd riots. Skid Row had things with Sebastian throwing bottles in girls' faces. Like
Pantera were white supremacists.
Like she was really uneasy to take her 8 and 10-year-old.
She was probably right, but I'm just saying the fact that was her standard.
Drew the line at Poison.
It's crazy that she drew this line when she was such a.
I don't think it's that crazy.
Questionable character.
Like Motley Crue, I'd be like, all right, I don't know.
Motley Crue seems like they'd have crazy concerts too.
Yeah. A lot of drugs, a lot of.
But yeah, we saw Pantera. The first time we saw Pantera live was Ozfest '97. At Giant Stadium. It was the same year that Marilyn Manson was there. And me and my sister were we were such big heavy metal fans. So at this point in our lives, we had gone to 2 Poison concerts, 1 No Doubt concert.
Which was kind of dope.
Which was actually really pretty dope. Unwritten Law, No Doubt. Yeah. It was pretty fun. In retrospect as well, I'm like nostalgic.
It was pretty violent too.
Yeah, everyone was moshing because there was nothing ever that happened in Rockland County, New York. So when No Doubt came to the Rockland Community College, it was like, fuck, dude, this is like wild.
Our whole high school.
Every high school was there. We were in the 9th. I was like 9th or 10th grade. You were in 11th or 12th grade.
Yeah.
And it was a really fun experience. And it was definitely a jump up in sort of craziness from even the Poison shows where we just were like,
yeah.
But that was the order of our we went. I
was surprised by if you tell me to list my top roughest shows I've been to, it would be Pantera, then No Doubt.
Well, you haven't been to. I've been to some crazy shit. No, you've been to. So, but yeah, then we went to go see Pantera at and at one point, me and my sister were on the floor at Giant Stadium, and there was 3 just massive mosh pits, and what happened was they all just sort of they started to come together. Like you saw each section, it stopped being mosh pits, and it started being the whole crowd on the floor. People are jumping from the stands. They're jumping down to get on the floor. And Giant Stadium,
it was just
wild, seas of people,
reckless, violent energy, just being pumped. It was wild. It was crazy.
I was actually at this show too.
This one that I'm talking about.
Whoa!
At
Giant Stadium.
Bobby
Where were you?
Bobby was already 36.
No, but I was one of the people jumping down from the seats in the back onto the floor.
Oh no, that was crazy.
Wow.
And it was hot. It was 100 degrees.
Do you remember someone was throwing M80s?
No, but that's awesome. I remember there was a guy dressed as a pregnant nun crowd surfing. It was wild, dude. It was just, I'm in the 9th grade.
Do you remember we got to the front row and they had a garden hose and they were just hosing the crowd off?
Yeah, me and my sister, we are being crushed.
It was amazing. It was so fun.
Oh, it's the most fun ever. We are being crushed by thousands, tens of thousands of people, just bodies pressed, everyone's moshing. And me and my sister were holding hands. And I remember looking over at her and she started to cry. And I was like,
no, I didn't. I was rocking so hard to Pantera. I got a tear in my eye because Vinnie Paul was up there doing his thing.
I looked at her. I was looking for her for support. She was my older sister who had protected me, beat me and abused me, but protected me throughout life. But I look at her and she starts crying. So then I wanted to cry, but I was like, no, I got to hold it together. I'm a dude in Pantera right now. And then we sort of. What did I do?
He made me stand in front of him. You're such a good little brother. I
What'd I
swear to
do?
God. And he put his arms around me and just held me and was like, go to the back. And I was like, no, we're getting up front.
Oh,
And he
that's
was
right,
like,
yeah,
go
like-
to the back. And
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Yeah.
We stood there.
I protected you.
I know.
I protected you.
I was really going to die.
Yeah. She was freaking the fuck out. Wow.
Yeah.
What a touching moment, everyone.
Good
I
times.
protected this fucking bitch. And this is how she treats me. This is how she treats me. All right.
Little baby brother.
What else is going on? What was the number one movie in the country?
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. So we don't even have to talk about that because I never even saw it.
Oh, I love Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves with the Brian Adams song, which is probably going to be the number one song. I bet
Don't
you
make that
it's
face.
the number
Yes,
one
it
song
is.
in the country next week. I bet you it is.
Maybe.
What is that Brian Adams song?
I don't know. Sorry, I was messed up. I have City Slickers as the number one movie for this date.
I mean, City Slickers was a solid flick.
Okay.
No, City Slickers? Oh, maybe.
Man, what do you not do your job? You got
No,
one
I did
job.
do my
Bitch, you don't even
job.
take notes.
I did.
You don't even take notes.
I did. I'm going to show you right here on my phone. Don't make me get it out.
Okay.
Everything I do it for you. Was the
Everything
Brian.
I do it for you. I bet. Well, true. It's a good tune. It's a good one.
No.
That's what I did. That's what I in my head when I was hiding my
no,
arms around you
Robin,
during
no.
Pantera at Giant Stadium. This is what was going on in my head.
And I was like, get off me, pussy.
like, no, you're my sister.
No.
This is what
get
Robin Hood would do. This is what Robin Hood would do
We
for
have
his
to see
little
Marilyn
sister.
Manson.
You're my Mary Magdalene.
Ew.
That's not her name. Whatever. Still, you're Mary Magdalene in the story. You're a hugger from Jesus times.
My mother kind of reminds me of Mary Magdalene.
You think her mother is a hooker from Jesus times? Like she was a good, like a pure hooker.
Like a nice hooker. Like
Okay, I
one you
got
can
it.
talk to.
Look, I think they're all pretty decent. They're not bad people.
You know, you could just
All right.
talk. So this episode, what
This
happened?
episode. While eating out, Jerry, Elaine, and George stamp out a menu that has caused a fire at a nearby table. George casually mentions that the busboy had just put it on the table. He cringes, however, when the busboy is summarily fired. He obsesses over the incident to the point where he feels he has no choice but to track the busboy down and apologize in person. He manages to find him only to let the man's cat out the door, and it promptly disappears. Meanwhile, Elaine has a friend staying with her for a week, and he's driving her mad. How many bagels straight out the gate?
I gave it 2 bagels.
Give it 2.5.
What?
The first half of this episode sucked, but it did start to pick up. I did laugh at certain times. It wasn't an unfunny episode.
No, it wasn't unfunny.
It was a little underwhelming for a season finale.
It just annoyed me the whole point of George even going to apologize. I'm like, stop doing it.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
let's get into it. We'll go beat by beat here. Guys, I can hear you in the booth. Your fucking microphone's on, you amateur fucking
guys are out of
assholes.
control.
Holy shit, dude.
Always with these two.
This was fucking the Godfrey experience. You guys would have shut the fuck up, right?
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 This was
Yeah.
fucking the Michael Malice Power Hour.
They
You
would have
guys
been
would
on
be
it.
fucking. You guys would be fingering
Shut
your
the
buttholes
fuck
right
up.
now. Yeah. Right?
All right.
Exactly. Please shut the fuck up. Anyway, God, we're the most real ass Seinfeld podcast out there.
Hell yeah, dude.
Is there any other Seinfeld podcasts? Because we will go to fucking war with
I'm
them.
like I keep getting invited to like join Seinfeld message boards, and I'm scared too because I'm like afraid they're gonna be like, look at this new Seinfeld podcast show. What a bunch of fucking idiots.
No, go promote it. Go
No.
be a secret lurking, like, be
No,
like,
they're mean.
listen, act like
they're
you're
so mean.
Act like you're a big fucking black guy, and be like, yeah, but yo, what up? My name's Malik. Yo, this new Seinfeld podcast, this should be
dope.
the fucking
This hot ass bitch.
hot ass shit. What?
So I'm seeing a couple. We have Seinfeld, the post-show recap, and Signcast.
Which one's closer to ours?
Probably Signcast.
What do they do?
They are a retrospective
talk
of
a
all
lot more about
180
it.
episodes, hosted by two guys who can barely run their own lives.
Let me hear a little bit of their first episode.
Oh my god, are we
You
gonna
want
declare
episode
war?
one?
No, I want to hear this episode actually. Season 2, episode 12. The season
No,
finale.
we
I want
just
to hear what
turned
they
our
do.
whole audience onto this other podcast.
No, we're gonna fucking show how much better we are than them.
No, okay.
When's the last time they released an episode? Are they still on? Still a
Are
podcast?
they still on air?
Because we need to destroy them if they are.
I'm looking here. Now, it looks like they released the finale part 2 in 2018.
Oh, they're fucking old school.
They suck.
Oldies. What about
They're
that other one?
terrible.
What about that other one?
I'll look right now.
They just finished their podcast. They did it for years.
And that's gonna be us.
Yeah, we're gonna be these two fucking
I'm
old
like,
dorks.
finally.
They also ended in November of 2018.
Wow. So we're the only current. Wow.
Wow.
We're the only one out there, folks. Bleep out the names of those
So
other
we're
shows.
the number one Seinfeld podcast.
But pull up Signcast season 2 episode 12. I want to hear what.
One, Black Seinfeld. Discover how the show Seinfeld influences the culture of black male millennials.
That's actually a better show than
Not
this.
even kind of. Why though? It
The show
wouldn't.
rules.
No.
The show rules. That sounds awesome. What are you talking about? All right, so he starts off this episode. Pull up a little bit of their episode as well at one point. I want to hear a minute or two of that while we
Malik.
start talking
Let's
about
hear
it.
what Malik's up to.
So, no, the other one, Signcast. So, all right, so the stand-up starts out with him saying he's not a foodie, and I am. I am definitely.
are,
I am
yeah.
a foodie. I like flavors. I like to have different things. If I go out with like friends, like I like everyone to order different things. We could all pick off each other's plates.
Yeah, me too.
That's the best.
I'm not a foodie. I'm a little pickier than you, but yeah.
Yeah, no, you. Yeah,
You
don't-
like to go out and have an experience when you eat. Like you are like,
I have an advanced palate.
okay.
I'm very, very open-minded. I'm very traveled. I'm very worldly. You've been to Disney World.
I won't disagree with any of these things.
She's been to Disney World, guys. Let me explain to you how bad the fucking
Hell
food
yeah.
is in Disney
No,
World.
you didn't even have the
This
good
bitch
food.
is. We had the best food.
No,
we
you
had
didn't.
the best
No,
food.
you
We went to a
didn't.
lodge.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
What food was good? Why
The place at the
Why
be-
didn't you tell us to go to a good place then?
Because I couldn't get a reservation there. The only reservation I could get was for 4 people the last night.
By day 3, you're like,
I had to
I've
set
eaten-
a mouse dining alert, and if you people out there know what I'm talking about, I had to set mouse dining alerts to go to Ohana, which would have been a much better meal. It was a whole thing.
It was fucking terrible, dude. You're eating it's like Roy Rogers chicken sandwiches.
No,
the whole time. At every meal. Every meal. It's like
okay, I didn't
curly
say
fries.
we had the best food there.
We're gonna go.
I said we didn't.
It's not even like they don't even get like a McDonald's on premises.
There was another restaurant too I wanted to do, but it was too much for the kids. Like I didn't know what they were going to order, so
What? What do you mean you didn't know what they were going to order? We didn't go to a good restaurant because our fucking kids are picky, and my kid's not even picky because your child's picky. Terrible. Anyway,
I think the kids would have enjoyed it. It's California Girl, guys. I don't know.
So anyway,
what do you think? The kids would have enjoyed it? Maybe. I don't know.
Moving on. The next scene, they're in an Italian restaurant. Jerry, Elaine, and George. They are talking about how George does not like pesto. Everyone likes
It's the
pesto.
most ridiculous conversation I ever heard.
Yeah, it's all ridiculous. Do you like pesto?
Yeah, I'm like, what is wrong with this
Who the
man?
fuck
Why would
doesn't
you?
like
That's
pesto?
what I'm saying. Like, you're
It's
an
crazy.
idiot.
Pesto's delicious.
Like, you have a terrible palate if you don't like pesto.
Also, don't really know what pesto is.
It's basil, pine nuts, olive oil.
Oh, like you've made your own pesto?
Yeah.
You've not made your own pesto.
I could if I wanted to.
Jenny.
I could if I wanted to.
All right, please. I want you to.
I could if I wanted
Pesto
to.
challenge tonight.
Pesto challenge.
Let's go.
You're
I'm ready
on,
for
baby
it.
boy. Come on, let's do it. Pesto pasta all day.
So Elaine talks about how she's picking up this guy from the airport. Now, this guy, I guess she fucked him. Is that what happened?
No, she wasn't sleeping with him.
Well, no,
I feel like she had like some kind of thing with him. Like maybe if it was like online dating, but maybe.
She's like, we had an interpersonal connection. She like alluded to whatever. It was very weird. But either way, he's coming to visit from Seattle. And
That's what I felt like. A lot of this plot was thrown together. Like him visiting was just kind of thrown in there.
it was just weird
like,
that it just sort of didn't really make much sense. It was a
Yeah.
weird B plot line. And they introduced him very, very late in the episode. So I didn't completely love it. Either way, while they're sitting there next to them, you see a busboy come in, put a menu on the table, and the menu catches fire. George gets up, he stomps it out, and the manager of the restaurant runs over promptly, and he's like, oh my God, what happened? And George is like, oh, the busboy put the menu too close to the candle. Oh, and then Elaine jokingly says, the manager's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And Elaine says, jokingly says, we will never eat here again, and kind of like laughs. And the manager doesn't laugh, everyone else laughs, and then he walks away. So then they're sitting there, and they notice that the manager is now chastising the busboy. Let me just say, before we even move on, even if George had ratted out the busboy with ill intentions, I don't really have a problem with it.
I knew you wouldn't.
No problem.
I
Don't
knew you were gonna be
fucking
glad this guy got fired. I knew you.
Dangerously put a
I
fucking
knew.
menu on a table.
Baby James,
My-
baby boy
my son-
could have died.
My son could have been right there and could have been caught on fire. My child could be on fire right
knew
now.
it. I knew
I'm
he was
getting mad
gonna
right
say
now
all of
thinking
this.
about it. I'm getting mad thinking about it. This busboy needs to fucking do his job. And then also, let me tell you something right now. Later on in the episode, I don't want to skip ahead, but you see this busboy's lifestyle. You know that he doesn't make good choices. Okay, you know, I got to be honest with you. Like he lives in a fucking shithole. He's not.
Leave him alone.
He
He's
doesn't
doing
have his
thing.
shit
He's
together.
doing his thing.
It doesn't matter.
He's doing his thing.
This episode was very racist, by the way.
Oh my God,
He's a
it's so
Mexican
racist.
busboy,
I'm
and he lived in a
like, yeah.
shithole. These white people were talking down to him the whole time. It was great. It was delightful.
He's screaming in Spanish.
Yeah, Minority Report, 3 minorities.
3.
Well, the busboy.
The Mexican.
Then 2 black people in Jerry Seinfeld's audience.
Oh, I didn't see. Okay.
Yeah. So the busboy starts arguing with him, and then George and Elaine start freaking out. George is like, "Oh, I didn't mean to rat him out." And Elaine's like, "I was just kidding. I hope he knows I was just kidding." The busboy gets fired. Promptly gets fired. Do you think the busboy should have been fired?
No.
You're the manager of that place. You're not firing the busboy.
Honest mistake. You show
Now-
your staff loyalty. Get out of here for an honest mistake. Not at all.
Very dangerous.
It wasn't that dangerous.
Well, it could have been.
It was no more dangerous than if a cook in the kitchen had accidentally left a towel or something that caught fire. Like, yes, it's a fire hazard.
Not
it's a
on
little dangerous.
the
It was an
restaurant
accident.
floor or whatever they call it.
No, it's fine.
What is it called in restaurant lingo?
The floor.
No, yeah, not on the floor.
Yeah.
No, behind the scenes, it's not a big deal. That would be a problem for me. Also, we don't know. The other thing is this busboy. How do we know that this wasn't his like final straw? How do we know he wasn't doing other crazy shit? He had a fucking weird attitude.
Could have been.
You know?
I don't think he deserved to be fired. You would have fired if that was your employee. That was Harrington. You would have fired him.
Was that his first offense? Right now, if Harrington lit a fire on the table, I'd fire him.
I don't think that you would.
I would fire him. If
I don't
Harrington
think you would.
accidentally lit a
if
fire,
he set a fire right there in the booth.
right now. Bobby, you're the boss technically, but with as much as Harrington is fucked up, it's not like it's not like he's this employee who's always prompt and on time. We confirmed today. I texted Harrington this morning. I was like, "Are we doing the show today?" He was like, "What,
I
boss?"
was driving in
confirmed
as I
Thursday.
drove in.
I confirmed Thursday, and I was like, "Harrington, stop acting like your word means anything. I need to make sure you're not sleeping right now." That's not crazy. If Harrington was sleeping when I texted him this morning, it would not be crazy.
I mean, technically, I was sleeping when you texted me.
Yes.
But I got back to you like, hey, yeah, we made these plans and we're good.
I would be a fool to not double check. I would be foolish if I did not double check and make sure that Harrington was coming in. Bobby, am I wrong or am I right on this?
You're absolutely right.
100%. 100%. Now, if Harrington accidentally lit a fucking fire.
It would definitely be the final straw because that's just too much.
It's too much.
The fire is where I draw the
Accidentally light
line.
a fire in here.
It's dangerous. It's
Draw the
irresponsible.
line and setting the place on fire.
So this Mexican busboy, he could have been a Harrington-like person
very
at this
well could have
restaurant.
been.
He could have been nonstop fucking up. And to be honest with you, I get the vibe. I'm deducing with my
We
own.
had a dishwasher like that where he just fucked up, and then finally they were like, "You're done," and I was like, "Really? You fired him over that?" And they were like, "He's just done. He needs to be done."
Sorry, I was looking in the booth, so I had to like do this, and they're like, "Guys, move over." So yeah, I mean, look, final straw. I don't know. I don't really feel bad for that busboy, but George is freaking the fuck out. Next scene, they're in Jerry's apartment. They're discussing it. Jerry's like, "What? It's not your problem. Don't worry." And George is like, he's like, "I feel so bad. I've ruined this guy's life. What did I do?" Would you feel bad if that was you? If you said the manager well, first of all, would you have done that? If the manager comes over and says what happened, would you have said what happened?
I would have just the table's on fire. I put it out. You're welcome.
Yeah, I wouldn't have blamed the busboy.
Yeah, I wouldn't have blamed anybody. That would have been it. You would have blamed the busboy. You would have said this idiot left the menu right over this fire.
I wouldn't
here,
have.
like
I would have, but I would have
dumbass.
protected his identity. I'm not gonna.
I wouldn't have protected him. If he looked around and said, "Who did it?" I'd be like, "I guess this guy did it." I don't
Dangerous
know.
and irresponsible.
He's not dangerous.
He's
and
probably an
irresponsible.
illegal alien too. To be honest, not to be racist, but who works as busboys in the '90s? Come on now.
Tax-paying individuals.
So Elaine comes in and she got the busboy's address. His phone was disconnected already, which is hilarious. And George, he needs to apologize to this guy right now. And I understand this sentiment. Like, if something's on my mind, I can't
This is what I didn't understand.
ignore it.
His need to go back to it. Like, his need to, like...
Well, I wouldn't have gone back to it, but I understand. Like, let's say it's something that you cared about. Let's say you had a soul or some sort of conscience, Jenny, and you could admit that you were
Imagine.
wrong and apologize about something. Imagine that. Like, craziness.
It's wild. It's out there.
It's
Okay.
right.
I'm
Okay.
using
Exactly.
my real-
For me, I have empathy. I've gone through years of being accused of being a sociopath, but the reality is at 39 years old, if I do somebody wrong, I feel bad and I want to make sure that we get to the bottom of it. We don't have any weirdness, right? That's not Jenny.
Sometimes.
Jenny will just stop talking to the family.
Yeah. I mean, how else do you address
If my
it?
poor Aunt Anne-Marie, 83 years old, didn't fall in line, my sister would kick her out. She'd just like be on the side of the road one day. I'm like, what happened? I was like, Jenny kicked me out. She says she doesn't love me anymore.
She's the best.
Yeah. So George needs to go right there and then and apologize. And Jerry's like, you can't go alone. That's crazy. You know, it's a bad neighborhood. Actually, what is the address? Do we know the address they say? I want to know where it was.
Spanish Harlem.
Is it Spanish Harlem? Well,
Probably.
they said Amsterdam. Well, Spanish Harlem's on the east side now. So it was Amsterdam Avenue, but I'm assuming it's up in like either the Heights or Harlem or just somewhere in the 140s, 150s. Because when they get to the apartment, it is fucking trashed.
It's not that bad.
It was terrible.
It's a New York City
We're
apartment.
going to pull it up on the screen for the people. It's not a New York City apartment. That's not, the walls were dirty.
Were they?
Okay, so Kramer decides to go with George because Jerry has to go do a show. They're outside of the apartment. George tells Kramer not to say too much. You really are the Kramer. Like I'm just, you're the Kramer in my life. Like anything we do, I'm like, Jenny, just don't speak. The more you speak,
The better it is.
no, it's not.
The better it is.
She likes to yap. She went to go see a new house the other day, and I was like, Jenny, just don't talk to the woman. Act like you're a fucking mute. And you probably won't talk yourself out of it. We told the story on Legion of Skanks about you getting pulled over for drunk driving
I know.
when you
I
weren't
watched
drunk. It's wild.
Dave had so much faith in me. Like when they said do the alphabet, he looked me in the eye and he was like, "You."
They
got
told her to
this,
say
Jenny."
the alphabet forward,
He's
and she
like-
missed the letter G. It's fucking crazy. It is wild.
Oh my god.
She was A, B, C, D, E, F, H, I, J, K, L, M. What the fuck? Like, me and Dave both looked at each other like,
They were
what?
like, "What?"
No. It was like a TV show.
Good time.
1324 Amsterdam Avenue.
1324 Amsterdam Avenue. Where's that at?
That is right. It's just above 125th.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Oh, right above 125th on Amsterdam. 91. That shit was fucking, you're going to get shot.
Wow, really?
Even now it's not good. Right above 125th, it's block to block up there. Who knows? I don't know how 126 is above Amsterdam Avenue, but it could be complete projects or it could be like a little bit gentrified. But it wasn't good. Okay, it's a real shithole. And George goes in and he starts apologizing. The busboy isn't saying a word. The busboy is just staring at him. And at first, I think the busboy doesn't speak English. Kind of jacked. You're attracted to the
little hot,
busboy.
yeah.
You are. You're into a
Yeah.
jack Mexican.
Yeah,
Yeah,
feeling it.
feeling it.
He could have used a little more tattoos, but
Yeah, so he's sort of staring at him, and at one point he just starts going, Paquito, Paquito. You're like, what? And then he starts yelling in Spanish. And I don't speak Spanish.
I speak it fluently. The door is open, he was saying.
Okay, you don't speak Spanish fluently.
yes,
Shut the
I
fuck
do.
up.
I
Say
do.
something in Spanish.
I can understand it fluently.
Why? Because of your
Yeah.
Mexican husband?
Yeah.
You can speak it
I can listen to him have a conversation and understand what's
and
going
know
on.
exactly what they're
Yes.
saying. Say something to me in Spanish that I wouldn't know what you're saying.
I don't know. That's the thing is I don't have the well of like a vocabulary to draw from. Like so I can't
So
have
you
a
know
conversation.
the key words that, well, just piece it together.
Okay. Hola, señor.
I can't stand you. You just go fuck yourself.
I'm trying to think of
You
a
said hola,
follow-up.
señor.
Hola, señor.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
No,
6.
shut up. Buenos tardes.
You're buenos retardes.
Buenos tardes, señor. What does
let's
that
move on,
mean?
please. I
What does
can't.
that mean? What does that mean? Oh, you don't know.
Buenos tardes, señor.
Because you're, yeah.
Good retard.
Yeah.
Good
Oh,
retard.
This is the Puerto
mister.
Rican.
No, I don't claim to speak Spanish. You do.
I understand it fluently.
You do claim to speak Spanish. So anyway, we find out that he's calling for his cat because Kramer left his door open and the cat got out. So now the busboy's freaking out. And he runs out and he makes them come and try to find his cat with them.
I was upset that they blamed Kramer for leaving the door open. That wasn't fair.
I mean, you don't leave somebody's door open. That's crazy. I mean, Kramer does that a lot. He does it at Jerry's. That's like a Kramer thing to do. It's also a you thing to do.
You know?
You would defend Kramer's actions because you are very Kramer-like.
At times I can be.
Yeah. So, look, I've been sort of on the fence about cat or no cat.
Cat.
For my life, for my lifestyle. Can I tell you why?
I emailed someone. I almost picked one up the other day, too.
For me?
For me.
Are you out of your fucking mind? You bring a cat to my house without my permission, that cat will be going straight out the door.
That's nice.
Kittens are so cute.
I know.
They're for like 2 months. It's the cutest little thing in the world. But then you have a big, fat, dumb.
That's the thing, though, is
cat.
that they foster them while they're little kittens, and then when they're done fostering, they're like, "Oh, here," and then they send it on their way, and then they can't get them adopted.
You don't know what the cat's personality is going to be until it's a cat. So, like, yeah, if it was a really cute big cat that like came over you and snuggled you when you wanted to be snuggled, and you're like, "All right, cat, thanks, I appreciate that. That was pretty sweet."
Yeah,
that's not bad, right? But what if it's a dickhead cat who hides under the bed all the time and is kind of skittish and fucking like doesn't like black people or whatever else? Like, dude, some cats are fucking crazy, dude. What if a kid scratches the kids?
I mean,
you don't know.
They learn, you know.
No.
I think so, yeah. You have to learn. You figure it out.
What is even the first step in getting a cat? How do I get a cat in New
Jersey? Go to the agency and adopt it. There's a place right around the corner from your house. Go adopt a kitten.
I thought about it for the kids because I think they would be so happy.
I know, she wants a kitten so bad.
The joy that when we brought Bianca over we took a walk. There's like a little puppy store right near my house, and we took Bianca for a walk to this puppy store, and this girl hysterically cried when we left. Like, she wanted a puppy so badly. It was like, it broke my heart. I was like, all right, we're never going to the puppy store again.
I keep promising her. I'm like, you're getting one. I promise. One of these days.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's happening.
Puppy's a little bit much for me. So yeah, either way, he freaks out about the cat. I don't know if I'd freak out about my cat getting out. It's just a cat. It's just a cat.
It's just a cat.
Not a big deal. So they cut back into the busboy's apartment. Kramer's trying to make him feel better about his cat. And in the process, he breaks his lamp. So now at this point, George got him fired from his job. They lost his cat, and they broke this guy's lamp. And he's really not happy with the two of them. Cut back to Jerry's apartment. Jerry's on the phone with George. George thinks that the busboy is stalking him. And George and Jerry start arguing through the phone. I'm sorry, George and Kramer start arguing through Jerry while Jerry's on the phone. Funny. Yeah, it was pretty funny. This is sort of where the episode started getting funny right about the point with him breaking the lamp and letting the cat out. When he let the cat out, that was a very, very big laugh for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all up until this point of the episode, we're halfway into the episode.
Yeah. And
I don't think I laughed.
Yeah.
I was just like, what the fuck's even going on here? What is this episode right now? So now Elaine comes in and she's freaking out because the guy that she picked up from the airport that came in from Washington, she hates him.
Yeah.
She just hates his fucking guts.
He's annoying. He's whiny. He was the worst.
How was he the worst?
What are you doing? Where are you packing my stuff? I was like, shut the fuck up. Get out.
No. Well, you're skipping ahead. You're skipping ahead for a minute.
He was annoying.
This is before that even happened.
Okay.
She hates his guts. And she's saying that he's a great guy. She can't even tell why that she hates his guts, which I understand that. Like, I've gone on dates with chicks where I'm like a half an hour in and I'm like, I hate this chick. There's no, like, we are struggling to make a conversation. And I'm so happy that this date's going to be over. To have somebody come for a full week is bonkers.
Yeah.
Absolutely bonkers. You cannot, and I've had girls like come in and stay in from out of town with me, but you do a 2-day max. You leave them wanting more. There's no reason why you wouldn't leave wanting more. And to be honest with you, if it's going really well, you could always figure it out. You could always figure out a little bit more time, you know? But this was a terrible idea from the get-go with Elaine. And yeah, she shouldn't have had him come for a week. What she tells him, though, is that because they haven't banged, because he's sleeping in her bed.
Yeah, which is weird, too.
Yeah. She says she's on her period. And that's that. Now, let me tell you something.
It would not be stopping you.
I am less attracted to Elaine right now
No, because she
Than I
has a
was.
period.
because she
You're
has
out
a
of
period.
control.
She bleeds. I don't like a woman who bleeds.
I don't like a woman who yaps.
I don't like her talking. I don't like her doing anything but making me a fucking sandwich and not talking
shutting the
about her
fuck up.
fucking bloody hole. It ain't happening, not on my fucking watch. No, not because she bleeds, but because she's that's a uptight thing. That's an uptight thing to not bang on your period.
You think that's an uptight thing? She doesn't want to bang the stranger on her period.
Yeah. If
No.
I'm sleeping in your
She
bed,
wants to put her best foot forward. She's invited this guy over for a week.
she needs to put her best foot forward,
she
throw it
liked
over my
him.
shoulder, her other foot
No.
forward,
If she
throw it over my
liked
shoulder,
him.
and I need to go
Ew.
down to Pound Town. I need to fucking.
So some chick,
I need to go fishing in the Red
some
River.
chick you barely know, she's coming to stay with you for a week. She's got her period. You're just going for it.
I've
you
literally
you're a monster.
done this.
There's something wrong with you.
I've literally, and I mean this, and I've done this. I'm not a child. It is a little bit of blood. It does not. It's not great for the mattress.
He's a stranger.
It makes it a little harder.
Oh my god. Ugh.
Look, it's not ideal.
Harrington.
It's not ideal. And also,
Bobby.
a 5-day period,
Oh,
bitch.
I bet men.
If-
Bobby. Okay, Bobby's not an animal. Good.
A
Good for you.
5-day
Oh,
period.
you have.
Oh, hell yeah.
A stranger.
Well, I don't know about a stranger,
A
but
stranger. Some chick you're going to stay with
I
for a
would.
week.
I would.
You
Yeah,
would
for
too.
sure.
You
Doggy,
would too.
I would-
I'm not even gonna ask you.
I would go down on her. I'd fucking paint my face with her blood.
Oh, you're disgusting.
I would look like an American Indian. I'd
So
come up
and
with
now you're
fucking-
less attracted to her because
she's uptight.
She's got her period and she's like,
uptight.
nah, buddy.
She's uptight. Well, it's not even so much like.
I thought you were gonna say her manic episode, but
Well, the manic episode was crazy too, but we're not there yet. You keep on trying to jump
I know,
ahead.
I know.
The uptightedness of this, like, look, she didn't even have her period, but the fact that it was sort of like that was even going to be an excuse. Like even her like I've lost respect for the whole group because even Jerry and George at this point, or Jerry and Kramer at this point, should have been like, who cares? I would have fucking went right down there. And both of them were like, oh, that
No.
makes sense.
no.
They're all fucking a bunch of fucking prudes.
Okay.
Harrington, would you bang a girl on her period that you didn't know that well?
100%. But I think it does work as an excuse for a chick to be like, no, I'm not
Yeah, of
into
course.
getting banged on my period.
Day 2, I'd be gone. I'm not sleeping next to some fucking hot bitch on her fucking period if she's not down to let me, do it. That's crazy. What are we doing? This is why she doesn't like him, by the way, is because she won't, like, he's just like losing his mind slowly but surely. He's crazy sexually frustrated. And honestly,
I can't even defend her. What
she'd
can I
be
even say to
sucking
defend
my
this?
dick at the very
Just
least.
thinking that at least.
So why aren't you sucking my dick, Elaine?
Yeah,
At
I was
one
gonna
point,
say-
she's going to get tired of blowing me. So I think she'd be
Just
like,
say
you know
fine.
what? Let's just go. Period over. What is Signcast saying about this episode? What is Signcast talking about right now? Do they tackle the issue of banging on the period? I wonder if they do.
So she'd
But
be sucking
in
your
our-
dick 3
in our
times a
nerd
night.
world, we want it to be the same.
Of course.
Hey, there's a gas main explosion in
There you
this
go.
episode. They had to
Killed 5
remodel the whole
people.
restaurant.
See, beautiful continuity. I love how it works out.
That's later on. That's later in the episode. Rewind it a little bit. Let's get to find out if they what.
That was minute 16 of their hour and 46-minute long podcast
Okay.
on this episode.
Wow, hour and
Oh my
46
god,
minutes
do they suck? They're so bad.
No, they're the Rogans of Seinfeld podcast.
Oh my God.
They go long, doggy. An hour and
They're
46
almost at
in
the
this
end
episode?
of talking about it. It's 16 minutes in.
What do they talk about? Maybe they do all
What
their
do they
banter
do?
at the end. Like they're talking
Maybe
pro
they tell all their
wrestling
good
and
stories
their mom's beating
towards
them.
the end of the
Is that what it is?
Oh, let's check it out in an hour.
Let's see
Figure
what
it out.
happens. Signcast.
Car,
Signcast is
which
intense.
Her case. If I had a car, I'd leave 2 hours. I think even nowadays in 2014.
Oh,
I think
really?
I could. Yeah, I think I could.
Security?
Yeah, because when I used to go to LaGuardia from Manhattan, I would usually leave like 2 hours before my flight, and I'd make it okay.
So, here, now.
Hold on,
here's
I wanna
the
listen.
thing.
It's pretty good.
I'm curious to see if you picked up on this.
I did.
Okay. So, you know what I was going to talk about, but you do. So,
This is what Mark
Jerry says
Norman
what
and
you're-
Joe List would
Emma,
do
it
with
was
this
gonna
show, by
be-
the way.
yeah, it
This
was
is
gonna
like,
be
You
this.
wanted this? You guys wanted
to
this.
listen to this? You don't
You
hear
wanted
about
this.
Pantera in
I
'97?
thought this was really
You
cool because,
you
What is cool?
prefer?
as we know, Jerry and Elaine dated. And I think this implies that Jerry knows about Elaine's alarm clock, right? Because he used to sleep over.
So
that was the first thing I was like, ooh, that's kind of cool.
Jenny,
Detective
no,
work.
shut
Detective
the fuck up. Right, turn it off right now. That's not a good point. What the fuck was that? Whoa, we start listening to their show first and then stealing all of their good points.
Yeah, I'm gonna start.
It's a smart idea. It's a smart idea.
Like, so don't you
see the angles they go? It's like, no, we can take that idea right there. We can just steal their jokes. That wasn't a good idea. I blocked it out already. I didn't even remember what they said. How about that? Fuck them. Fuck Signcast. Podcast wars.
Yeah, fuck you, Signcast.
Go and watch the Seinfeld all day.
Oh,
Suck
no,
my
maybe we should get them
fucking
on as
dick,
guests.
Signcast. No.
We need some guests.
We're starting next week. We're going to start getting guests
I'm really
on.
excited.
Season 3, we're starting with guests. Okay. Because that's the season that everyone says everyone likes, everyone enjoys. So next week, I'll see if Mark or Dave or one of these guys will do
Dave,
it.
yeah.
All right. So anyway. Let's see. Yeah, she's freaking out. She can't get him out. Look, whatever. This guy's a pussy too. The fact that he's sitting there with blue balls every night,
not raping, is
not
just
raping.
wild.
Not raping, but can I be honest?
Forcing her head.
I would be very annoying.
I know you would. I think any man would be very annoying.
There'd be a lot of rubbing my dick into her butt as she faces away from me, like just rubbing my heart on.
It'd be a lot of me. I gotta go lay on the couch. Leave me alone.
Me putting her hand on my dick, feeling like, you like that, baby?
Yeah, it'd be really annoying. I'd honestly, I would rather just be like, let's just
the body language. No, yeah, just let me get it out. We're gonna have a better time.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll be able to sleep.
Yeah, so Jerry and they're back at Jerry's. George and Jerry are having a conversation about the best public toilet. And basically, George is like, name a place, and I'm going to tell you the best public toilet to go to. Knowing where good public toilets are is a good thing for Manhattan. Yeah. You know?
Solid.
You know where you go? The best places for public toilets? Just anywhere you're going to go, whether you're on the road, Manhattan, whether you're on the road. Where are you going to say, Harrington? What are you going to say?
Hotel.
Ho-fucking-tell. Motel, hotel, Holiday Inn. Fuck yes. It is. You walk in, they don't say anything. You can also do this with continental breakfast. If you guys live anywhere in the world, if you're just hungry, just walk in, get yourself a continental breakfast. That's what I say. With COVID right now, they're probably restricting some things, but you can still get it.
Yeah, I'd be afraid to do that.
You'd be afraid?
Yeah.
Why? What are they going to do?
I don't know. Just like, why are you shoving food in your fat face? You don't stay here.
Oh,
okay,
so yeah.
I don't know.
That's like an insecurity thing?
I'm just trying to eat.
I mean, it is disgustingly fat.
To get caught.
Making waffles at a fucking Motel 6. You're using the waffle iron. And they come in and your waffle's not even done. Ma'am. And they catch you. Be like, can I at least take the waffle with me?
I'm so hungry.
Yeah, you can do that, guys. That's a real scam that's out there. Scam that you. Shout out Real Ass Podcast. So let's see now. Kramer comes in at this point. All right. So Elaine, she's freaking out because she hates the guy, and she needs to get him out of her house. That's right. I remember this part. And she. Yeah, this is actually a really funny part with Elaine. So they wake up, and this is where we actually meet the guy. When I say she's freaking out, her alarm doesn't go off. So she's late driving to the airport. So the whole thing is she asked Jerry in the scene before this, she's like, listen to me, make sure this car is going to be fucking cool and nothing's wrong with it because I got to get this guy out of my life. If I don't get him to the airport, I cannot stand another day with him. I fucking hate this guy so much. So Jerry's like, fine, don't worry. The car's great. She sets her alarm. She buys a new alarm clock. New alarm clock doesn't go off. So she's got like 50 minutes to get him from the apartment to the airport, which is a 45-minute drive.
To his terminal. Impossible.
It's impossible.
Impossible.
So she's screaming at him. She's trying to pack things for him. And this is where you're saying you hated him.
Yeah, he was really annoying.
No, he's just woke up. His perspective. And he's not even raping her. He's not even banging her. He's just going like, hey, like, you know, I'll go tomorrow. It's not the end of the world. I'll buy another ticket. It is what it is. And she's like, no, you got to go right now. And she starts packing his stuff in a haste. And then she's fucking freaking out and they go out.
That's what it's like traveling with you. You're Elaine in a haste. And I'm just like, can I go pee? And you're like, no, just go.
Me and Zach, we talked about this recently on Real Ass Podcast. It's very true.
Yeah.
Because I leave, what I do is, it's because it's very satisfying to get somewhere exactly on time. There's like it's like you slide right on time. You're like, boom.
I like to be early, but go on.
But there's just a sad. It's like, when you're using the pump at the gas station and then you let go and it lands exactly on $30 or whatever it is, right? That feeling. Look,
that release.
it's just fucking nice. What do you want me to say? So that's what I try to do with everything. So, if I start running late, I start to freak out a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
In transit, it's not good. I'm not good in transit. You're not good either. You're terrible at the airport.
I get anxiety.
I watch my sister just like, I'm like, it's kind of funny because we're the same fucking person. I step outside of myself watching you. I was like, oh shit, she's about to not get on this airplane. She's about to not go to Jamaica because she's arguing
idiot.
with this fucking person for no reason. So, she comes in. They miss his flight. He's parking the car, and he's staying another day or two, which she's fucking furious about. In the meantime, Kramer comes in.
You didn't think she looked super hot giving that little speech?
I was over her at this point.
No, pull her up, guys.
Elaine
pull her up.
to.
She looks so hot. I was like, she looks beautiful.
She's got, with her hair.
Jerry's a fool.
She was hot. No, she looked good in the morning, but her hair was a mess in that scene. What are you talking about?
No, I thought she looked great.
Her hair was a mess. Purposefully so.
Disheveled, yeah.
Yeah. No, she was hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I simp out for Elaine, but she's fucking annoying.
She's not annoying.
She's a little bit crazy, a little bit neurotic.
I like what he says.
If she's not down to fuck at her period, what else isn't she down to do? Threesomes are probably off the table. She's obviously not a big blowjob chick. I bet you Elaine's not a big blowjob chick.
I bet she's not, no.
Oh my God.
No.
I bet she's like, don't even go down on me. No.
I bet. I like when he was like, why are you so wacky?
Yeah. She is.
So
She's
funny.
too wacky. Too wacky.
Yeah, sometimes.
But yeah, she's a chick who's like, you're definitely not going to eat her butt.
Maybe.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe.
I don't think so.
You don't know.
Elaine would have like way too many rules.
I bet Jerry doesn't eat her butt, yeah.
Oh my God. I bet you she's fucking like, you got to kiss me first. Just don't go down there. Ugh, too much, Elaine. Too much. So anyway, the busboy comes in and he looks upset at first, and George thinks that he's going to kill him for some reason at this point. And he explains that the restaurant that he worked at exploded, and it killed 5 people in his section.
Died, I know. It was wild.
And the new busboy that took his job.
Dead.
And Paquita, the cat, came home. And while he was out looking for Paquita, he got a new job that was paid him twice as much as the old job. So he's very happy with George. He thanks George, thanks everybody. Fucking just absolutely incredible. Like just a nice little feel-good moment. You're like, you know what? It's ending on a nice note. This is nice.
Beautiful.
Right? Busboy, Antonio leaves. And I guess in the meantime, Ed, the date from Elaine, is coming up in the building. Do we know what happened here or why they got into an argument? They seem to have bumped into each other.
Oh, yeah.
Was that it? Was just...
Ed pushed him, I think, because they tried to make it like sound like it wasn't the busboy's fault. Like, he was like, hey, why are you pushing me?
Yeah.
And then...
So Ed was a dick or something. I don't even know what happened. All I know is the busboy and Ed get into a fight in the hallway. That's sort of what we hear. But I just want to rewind for a second, though. You knew there was a building like 2 doors down from me that exploded, right?
Of course.
That happens in New York City. That happens. You'll be in New York City and then your building will just explode and everybody in it will be dead.
2 doors. I mean, I'm literally babysitting baby James looking out the window at like fire trucks and ambulances. Like,
you weren't there that day.
I was there a few days before or a few days after. I was there.
You've taken my story as your own. I was there.
Close enough after that I saw how close it was. Like I was there and I could see like right there.
Yes, you could see where it was. I heard it. It was a huge explosion. It sounded like a fucking atomic bomb. Yeah. You were not there. You weren't there. I don't know why she's saying this.
I ran out on the street. Go on.
By the way, I've done that before. I've taken somebody else's story.
Whatever it is,
your mind remembers it as your own.
No, you know what it is? Sometimes if it's a funny story, the less words, the quicker you get to the punchline. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's just easier to claim a story as my own if it's funny.
Oh, you're just a liar.
No.
So for me, I'm
telling you this funny story. Sure, it's not mine. I really don't have to get into the backstory of it. Yeah, it's just a funny story.
That's psychotic.
Okay.
Well. That's a psychotic way to be. I'm saying that, like, I remember Dave Smith had a story once about seeing a clown on stilts do cocaine in Amsterdam.
Oh yeah.
And it burnt into my memory. Like the visualization burnt into my memory. And I just cross-referenced it as me seeing a clown on stilts in Amsterdam when I went to Amsterdam. And I told Dave Smith the story back. And he was like, that's my story. And I'm like, is it? He was like, yeah, I told you that. I was like, what? And I wasn't like lying. Like I just simply... somehow
see it in your mind, yeah.
I visualized it and it burnt into my
Like
mind
when you
as
tell
a
me
memory.
that Nintendo story that when our mother was playing the game, like I don't remember it, but I see it in my head. Like
It's crazy that you don't remember
see
it.
it
It
in
drives
my
me wild.
brain,
It was
I
one of the
guess.
hardest we've ever laughed. Was telling my mom she was winning at Donkey Kong. Did we tell it on this show?
I don't know.
We did tell it. Whatever. I'll repeat a story. Fuck it. The first repeated story ever. I'll go as much as Seinfeld. Whatever.
We only had so much childhood,
We
guys.
repeat stories every week. Shut up.
It's the second one this episode. But go for it.
Go fuck yourself. So, no, my mother, we used to play Donkey Kong on Atari, and my mom was just horrible at it. She couldn't get past. She couldn't jump over a guy. It was fucking ridiculous. And we were
I used to get like a tick watching it. Like I had
Oh
to
yeah,
look
it's
away.
so frustrating. It's like watching a 4-year-old
Yes.
like fucking play a video game. So one time I had the controller and she wasn't even plugged in. I had the controller that was plugged in, and we just convinced her she was playing. And she was like, oh, and she kept on jumping over things. She'd climb and she'd be like, oh. She got to like level 4. And me and you are just dying laughing the whole time. I'm playing behind her the whole time.
Sounds amazing.
We are cackling, laughing at her. And then she noticed she was so sad. It was so fun because my
Did you
mother.
throw it down?
She would just she got sad. It was great. She deserved it all. So anyway, Ed and the busboy beat each other up pretty badly. So Ed has to stay with Elaine even more time. And the busboy doesn't make it into work, so he's fired from that job. And yeah, I mean that was really the episode. Not bad. It was good.
Okay.
It picked up.
The finale. I don't know, for a finale, I was disappointed.
Yeah, it picked up. It was a little bit like they wouldn't show. It's not that they talked down to the Mexican guy. It was just like it was just too honest. It was too honest of a description. Like they don't do that on network television now. They just wouldn't show
it would've been a white
the only
guy.
Hispanic character. Yeah, it definitely would have been a white guy.
You ever see like the burglary commercials? It's always like a black family getting burglarized by some like white dude.
I know we gotta like pretend that it's real. But like, I know, that's who we want to protect ourselves from is the white burglars in a stocking mask and with a crowbar. That's who we're afraid of right now. Fucking Safeguard or whatever.
So worth noting the
Slum and Shield.
the Signcast guys pointed this out. They are doing it by the way it was released on the DVD, which is the way it was filmed in production. So I think this was actually the 5th episode on the production schedule, but the last one released by NBC. So this whole season, agreed, has been super out of order because of things like that.
Interesting. Yeah, I like doing it as it was released on television. I like
Me
going back
too.
in time. I like this being a little time warp.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, because I noticed that when I buy it on Amazon, it's all over the fucking place. So, look, great episode.
I'm glad we actually watched the same one today.
Why, thought it was going to be different?
No, you didn't check with me.
Ooh.
That would have been.
Ooh.
That would
All right,
have
look.
never been the end.
We got to wrap this one, please. The T-shirts are out on May 6th. May 6th through 20th, you can pre-order your limited edition Gomez Watches Seinfeld shirts. Yeah, make sure you go to podcastmerch.com. Support the show. And that's that. We got to run. Thank you guys very much for watching. Check you next time. Yada, yada, yada.
Peace.
Okay, thank you for watching today's show. Check out this clip from Quantum Week, a great podcast where they take a random week and review the popular movies and music from that time.
Gangs of New York.
Yeah.
This is an excellent movie. It's going to hit my top 5.
Wow. Yeah. So there's no movie I love more that I have more problems with, if that makes any sense.
All right, we'll have to go through. I think I'm overlooking some stuff just because it's so stunning and some of the performances are so fucking amazing.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. It's to my top like 35.
There's some scenes here where I'm like, this is just master cinematography. Like just some amazing
It's
direction.
really
yeah.
more direction than cinematography, I think. But
It's both. In fact, I was like, this got nominated
famously got nominated 10 times.
Yeah, I know,
didn't win at all.
but this got nominated for cinematography too, and I was like, oh, what else beat this out? And of course, it's Road to Perdition. I'm like, okay, that's fine, all's right in the world. But beyond that, there's not much else that was better that year in terms of cinematography.
Oh, that was better. I think it's more of a directing feat than a cinematography feat in this case, especially with Scorsese directing.